Headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Is this a good thing that the Doctor is going to have a lesbian love affair? Apparently this issue that comes out in Easter, the same-sex relationship between the Doc and her companion, her travelling companion, Yaz, will become more and more intense, and this is going to be a gay love affair out there in the outer limits. Do you think Doctor Who fans will like this?
I'm sure some of them will, Kevin, but it doesn't really sit very well. I don't know, the Doctor is meant to be 2,000 years old. It's a science fiction thing. It started out as a children's programme, early evening, and it had Daleks and cyber persons. But the Doctor, has two hearts. Over the 2,000 years that he's been around, he's not really fallen in love with them. He's been more interested in
asexual. I mean, he basically has been above sort of human romances and affairs of the heart, whether it be homosexual or heterosexual. Right. The Doctor was never involved in that. That was part of his persona, strangely asexual, or not even strangely, just asexual. Now suddenly, she, the new female Doctor, looks like she's set to be a lesbian.
Yeah, I find it sits on... Yes, it's fiction, it's drama. But if you think that over the years, from William Hartnell through to David Tennant, Matt Smith, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, there was something that it would have been slightly creepy if any of them had been, involved with some of their young companions. These were old guys and young people just out of their teens travelling the universe, all very innocent in those pre-Jimmy Savile days at the BBC. But if you start mixing that, even if it's same-sex, what really grates to me, Kevin, is the fact that it's again taking a basically innocent programme and having to hammer home a point. And whether it's about same-sex or anything else, the BBC, the writers, and, the right-thinking people, or so-called, will be celebrating the fact that this is breaking down another barrier. I would say it's quite sad. This show was about kids hiding behind the settee from Daleks and cyber people. But now they're going to be hiding behind the settee because the Doctor's chasing them in a predatory way. I just think that, children's television used to be between 4 and 6. You'd have Blue Peter, no pretense, it's for kids. And then it's blurred.
I think Nigel is frozen. Is he back? I saw him moving again there. We're going to get Nigel back. Of course, the Supremo of Doctor Who at the moment is Chris Chibnall. He was the man in charge of that Whodunit. What was the name of that Whodunit down on the south coast with David Tennant? Forgotten the name now. Broadchurch. So he was in charge of that. He switched to Doctor Who. He's pretty woke himself, and then later on, later this year, the Doctor will return to the auspices of Russell T Davies, who's even more woke than Chris Chibnall. Why, Nigel, has Doctor Who become the sort of epicentre of BBC wokery? We're used to the BBC being right on and trying to be thoroughly modern about sexual issues. I've got no problem with it. I'm just wondering why they've chosen Doctor Who to be the epicentre of all of this. It seems like a strange programme through which to direct all of this same-sex relationship stuff.
Well, in actual fact, it possibly isn't that surprising. Russell T Davies did It's a Sin. He's a very out gay guy. There are a lot of fans who are gay. So from the point of view of actually hitting the adult fan base, it's not a surprise. Disney, as we spoke last week about Disney going woke and having to hammer home. I find the innocence of childhood being lost, actually, that the fact that you have to sexualise a programme like Doctor Who rather than just have scary monsters and a bit of escapism. That, I think, is the difficulty, Kevin.
Yeah, and also don't forget, Doctor Who is supposed to be a children's programme.
That's right.
It's a kids' sci-fi drama. You have to ask this question. We were doing this story last night. At what age is it appropriate to start assailing kids with these adult issues? Lesbianism, homosexuality, sexuality, heterosex. At what age is it appropriate? So if we've got 8-year-old kids watching Doctor Who, is this appropriate?
Well, we would probably think it isn't, but as I say, people who have an agenda probably think there's no age is too young. I think you could write a Doctor Who episode, you could write a series, make it very entertaining for kids, very scary, without having to make some political point. And it's just the tedium of television shows now, Kevin, having to have a political point, having to hammer home a message, having some good message to go across, rather than just entertaining us. If they spend a bit more money on the props and the green screens and stuff to make the monsters better, I think the show would be better, rather than worrying about what's in the script.
And let's not forget that arguably, the most woke move in the history of the Doctor. Don't forget, Doctor Who didn't used to be woke at all. It was just a fun and rather cheapskate sci-fi drama that Michael Grade, was it back towards the end of the 80s? Was it? He thought it was
89.
89 is such rubbish that he axed it, but they brought it back. To be fair, they put some money into it, so it was a little less cheap. But it never used to be the sort of woke central place that it is now. But thanks to Russell T Davies and now Chris Chibnall, it has become that. But the most woke move, of course, was for the first female Doctor to come about. So suddenly Jodie Whittaker plays the first female incarnation of the Doctor, which of course is possible because the Doctor comes back in many forms. But that has been a disaster. The fans haven't liked it. Jodie Whittaker, great actress, don't get me wrong, but she has presided over the worst plummet in ratings that Doctor Who has ever seen. It really gets bad audiences at the moment.
Yeah, she's really not. I mean, she's a good actress, but she isn't really. I don't know. This
is what I think's wrong with her Doctor Who. Is yes, she's a female, of course. Dare I say that in today's day and age? But she's a female Doctor Who.
We believe she's a female. She has two hearts.
Yeah. But her performance is completely derivative. Apart from the fact that she's a woman, it could be any other Doctor. A kind of eccentric dresser who wears long scarves and flower and colourful shirts and rather outlandish clothes. And behaves in an eccentric way as well. In other words, the same as every other Doctor. So I don't think
she has to read a script that's like straight from the Guardian, though, Kevin. Does not forget that she doesn't just learn lines; she has to learn the message. She has to be on message and work out. There's probably warnings now that if you see something on Doctor Who, then there's people out there to help you afterwards, which shouldn't really happen in a Doctor Who thing, I'd have thought.
Well, no. How much longer has she got to go, Jodie Whittaker? Because I keep hearing she's quit. But
she's quitting at the end of this year.
She keeps coming back.
Yeah, well, she's got the TARDIS. Obviously, she keeps coming back to win before she started. She's meant to be quitting. The TARDIS is ejecting her. There's 2 more specials this year, and then apparently her and Chris Chibnall, who also has had more comebacks than Frank Sinatra, is also due to be departing. And then we can only speculate on what the BBC will come up with for the next Doctor. Will it be a woman? Will it be a man? Will it be, well, who knows what it could be?
Well, that guy's in It's a Sin was being touted as the next Doctor, wasn't he? And of course, Russell T Davies wrote It's a Sin, so that's a possibility.
And, why not?
Well, I guess not. But traditional fans, I think that they've been ignored for a long time, and they don't like this. They just want sort of space-aged plot lines about, wherever it is that Doctor Who comes from and all that stuff.
But everything has to have
the Daleks and the cyber people, I guess they're now called, not cyber men. That's sexist, I would imagine.
I watched a couple, and one of them they went back to the 1960s, I think, early 60s, and it was Rosa Parks. There was another one making some slavery thing.
Of course.
Every episode have to have some sort of message, and then Just go and fight the Daleks, fight the cyber people, fight whatever, the potato-headed things. That's really what you want, Kevin, isn't it? You just want to have a little bit of scary stuff. See the Daleks exterminate a few people. The Doctor comes in, wins, and everyone goes home for some tea.
The Doctor saves the universe yet again in the nick of time.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV.
The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.